you're going to manage a bar soft cheese stall. This film will outline everything you'll need to know. The farmers' markets can be in rather unusual places, so if it's your first time to the market, look up where it is online, then check your journey, at least the night before. Most train maintenance happens over the weekend and you don't want to end up late. All markets have their own personalities and cultures. This is part of what makes the job fun. Many customers come week in and week out and see the market as an essential part of their community. So while you're doing your research, it's worth finding out a little bit about the area you're working in. This will help you connect with the customers and will inevitably lead to better sales and having a better time. Beware of the weather. It seems obvious, but please check the forecast and be prepared. You will be standing out in the elements for a good few hours. Layers are important. Thermals, thick-soled shoes and socks are going to be lifesavers in the colder weather. Similarly, sun cream and water are essential in the hotter weather. Make sure you are comfortable, but you are selling an artisan food product, so do look tidy and approachable. You will arrive about an hour to 30 minutes before your market is open to the public. This gives you time to set up your stall completely and acclimatise. Assuming all is well, when you arrive at the market, you will most likely be greeted by this sight. 2 black boxes, 1 wooden crate, 1 umbrella and its stand, 2 weights to hold the umbrella in place, 1 table, and 1 canvas bag with bar soft cheese written on it. In certain circumstances, your market may have gazebos and tables provided for you, and your job is even easier. If there are any issues when you arrive at the market, your first contact should be a market manager. They are usually wearing a high-vis jacket, and they are there to help you in any way that they can. Any bigger issues concerning the cheese or anything that's been left for you, please contact us directly. The best place to start is putting up your umbrella. First, unlock your umbrella base and place it where you want it to be set up. Attach the weights to the base. Make sure that everything is secured and that the base of the umbrella is clear to slide in. Place the umbrella on your shoulder and lever the pole into the base. Secure the pole in place and then open the umbrella. With the umbrella locked in place, you can loosen the base to adjust the height and positioning. If there is a banner provided, you will want to secure this along the back of the umbrella. You may be given cable ties or climbing clips, just make sure your banner matches the right length with your umbrella. Now grab your table. Pop it apart and place it on its side. Lock the legs in place by sliding this mechanism, and then secure the middle by sliding these bolts in place. Flip it up and place it in front of the umbrella. Go to the wooden crate and fetch your tablecloth, place it neatly on top of the table, and then place your wooden crate on top of that. First, put on your apron. This is what signifies where you work for. Try and keep this tidy throughout your market. It is not a washcloth or for wiping cheese off your hands or off your knives. If your hands are dirty, use the hand soap and paper roll provided in the crate. Hygiene is of paramount importance whenever you're handling any food substances. This is a good time to wash your hands for the first time, and you should repeat this process anytime your hands come into contact with anything that could be unsavory. You will also be provided with plastic gloves. Please wear these when you're handling the cheese. They serve several purposes that are quite useful, one of them being that your hands won't smell like cheese at the end of the day, but they will also keep your hands warm in the colder months. Now grab the canvas bag. Empty the contents onto the table and you will find 3 cheese boards, 3 knives and 1 money bag. Put the boards and the knives in place and then place the money bag around your waist. When you go into the money bag, you will find a numbers sheet. It will look like this. You will need to fill out this numbers sheet, but to do this you will need a pen. Look inside the plastic wallet within the wooden crate and you will find one provided. Please remember to put this back at the end of the day, as they're often going missing. Filling out the numbers sheet is straightforward, but you must fill this out properly, otherwise you'll cause all sorts of difficulties when the company is calculating the stock and the takings at the end of the weekend. If you make continuous mistakes on this numbers sheet, you may lose your bonus, and nobody wants that. First, fill out your name, the market you're doing, and the date. Simple, but if forgotten, this causes big issues when accounting for the markets. Now, there are only a few sections on this sheet that you need to worry about. At this stage, it's the ingoing cheese weights that are labelled in this left-hand column. This is where you record the weights and the numbers of the cheeses that have been provided in the black boxes. The 2 crates are different. The squared-off box contains soft cheeses and the curved box contains the hard cheeses. The soft cheeses are the easiest to measure. They come in boxes of 6, so simply multiply the amount of boxes by 6 and then add the total to the ingoing Bath soft cheese section. In the curved black boxes, the Bath blue cheese and the wife of Bath need to be weighed in. If any of the boxes you've been provided are brand new, taped up and sealed, then you can take the weight from a printed sticker on the side of the box. If the box isn't sealed, then you're going to have to take it and weigh it in properly. Inside your wooden crate, you'll find a set of scales. Place the scales on a flat surface and turn them on. Make sure that the weight is set to grams. Place the boxes on their side so you can see the weight values. The cardboard boxes weigh approximately 20 grams, so subtract this from your total. If you had any sealed boxes, use a cheese knife or set of keys to open it. Please do not tear up the boxes needlessly, as they're often recycled. Once opened, select a cheese from each of the varieties provided. Look for any packaging that may be scuffed or a vacuum seal that is popped. Otherwise, choose a decent sized segment that will get you through the rest of the market. The soft cheese can be marked individually like a tally. Any samples go into the waste section. Speaking of waste, there are plastic bags provided for you in the wooden crate. Please use this to dispose of your rubbish. You can hang it on the umbrella stand. Place the cheeses on the board and cut off some small taster samples to attract the customers. While dressing the store with cheeses, make sure you check the dates and that you sell the shorter dated cheeses first. We advise you place the older cheeses on top when creating your display. The colder weather keeps the cheese at a better regulated temperature, so you can use a lot more cheeses in your display. However, when there's a lot of rain or snow, you'll have to protect the cheese. We advise at this point to keep a majority of the cheese back in the black cool boxes. Any of the cheese that gets damaged by damp will need to be rewrapped or even thrown away, which is at great cost to the company. It is also advised that the cheese sample boards and any cheese that you have left out are kept well underneath the umbrella to protect them from the elements. During the warmer months, the black crates will contain ice packs to help keep the cheese cool. It is also advisable to use some of the provided ice packs to create a cool base for the cheese to sit on. In hot conditions, try your best to find the shade from the sun. The cheese will soften and melt quickly, and if significantly damaged, becomes unsellable. It is your responsibility to protect the cheese. The cheeses on the cheese board will look messy quickly if not looked after properly. In the more extreme weather conditions, keep the samples to a minimum and even keep them back in the cooler box if especially hot. It's almost time to kick off your market, but before that, let's have a look inside that plastic folder for the last things that you'll need. One of the things you'll find are price boards. Take these and place them out on the relevant cheeses. You may even find certificates. These are also quite nice to put on your display to attract customers. Please take a moment to familiarise yourself with the additional paperwork. It may need to be provided at the market you've been assigned. You will find a small medical kit. This is for any minor injuries like a small cut, where you'll be provided with a small blue plaster. Any more serious injuries, please do contact your market manager. You will also find a thermometer. It's important that your cheese is kept at about 7 degrees. If the cheese starts rising above that temperature, it's advised that you put that cheese back into the cooler box. The Bath Soft Cheese Company is a multi-award winning organic farm and family business. The company has an amazing story and product. It is your job to champion this story and communicate it best to your customers. By this point, you would have experienced a fair amount of training, but you are expected to keep educating yourself on the cheeses and what you can do with them. The more you know about what recipes there are, what products the cheeses can be paired with, then the more successful you will be with connecting to people and indeed selling the cheese. A big part of the job is bringing in new customers, as well as staying connected to the loyal ones. Just be friendly and offer him or her a taste of the cheeses. Remember that each customer is different, so treat them as such. It should never be the case that potential customers keep walking past and you're left just standing there. We put a lot of trust in our Bath Soft Cheese family, and as an ambassador we expect you to put out a good word. Being on your phone all day or being distracted and not engaging with customers is very much against our values and ethos. The better engaged you are, the better rewards and opportunities will come your way. As a practical tip, get to know the sections of your money belt. Different coins and notes live in different pockets. When you get busy, this will make handling the change much easier. Get used to asking customers for change. It becomes difficult quickly if all you are handed are notes. If you are running low, please ask a fellow trader next to you if they have any excess change, or indeed your market manager. The market's finished. It's time to pack up. First, use your knife to scrape the boards clean and then wipe the knives off with a paper towel provided. If there's any cheese left over, wrap them up in the packaging that you had from earlier on, or in some tissue that you've been provided. Place these samples back in the canvas bag with the cheese knives and cheese boards. In most markets, you will have to pay rent for the pitch, which is a variable to the amount of money that you made. If you have been maintaining a good order with your money belt, it should be fairly straightforward to calculate how much money you have taken. Remember that the float has to be deducted from this total. The float value is on the number sheet. You don't have to be exact, but have a good idea of how much money has been made and then tell the market manager. They will tell you what you owe and then pay them from the takings. Once you have the receipt, write the rent value on the number sheet. Now it's time to pack away the cheese. This may seem straightforward, but when the cheese is packed incorrectly, it causes damage to the cheeses. You'll also want to make it clear which cheese have different expiration dates. Done incorrectly, and you will cause problems when reshuffling the cheese for other markets. And again, this may affect your all-important bonus. With the soft cheeses, place them face down with the dates facing up. This is also a good strategy for the hard cheeses. Depending on how many cheeses you have, the best technique is to lock your cheeses in together like Tetris. 2 face-down cheeses facing opposite ways that secure each other and optimize the space. You do this in all 4 corners, and if there's space, you place some cheeses on their side to fill the gaps. This technique works for both the Bath Blue and the Wife of Bath cheese. If you are really low on cheeses, it is advisable that rather than putting the cheeses back on their side, back into the cool boxes like before, place them facing upright to minimize the damage that can happen in transit. Now brush down your sheet for any excess crumbs and then fold it up neatly and place it back into the wooden crate. Now it's time to pay yourself the right money according to the hours that you worked. Write this total on the number sheet just below the rent value. The money belt should be wrapped up and placed into one of the black boxes to keep it safe. When you are all packed up, it should look like what you were greeted with when you first arrived at the market. The rubbish is your responsibility, so please place it in a bin on the way out of the market. In bad rain or snow, it may be best to keep the umbrella up to protect the boxes. However, be wary of wind. If the wind levels are high, it's best to have the umbrella down despite the conditions. So that's it, you're all done. Assuming you've done everything correctly, you've completed your first market successfully. And remember, whenever in doubt, please do contact us. And good luck.